Hello viewers, welcome to CodeForAny. Medical care app Flutters inside. Today need to see here the developing here the sign in screens as well as the mobile number screens need to developing here. Mobile number screens inside need to taking here the country codes or need to use this here the FL country pickers need to use inside the pub space library need to using here. Let's start. First of all need to see this here the designs need to look like this here the drawing like this here the UI need to creating inside the Flutter apps. Let's first of all need to configure here the country pickers need to FL country codes pickers version 0.1.9 plus ones versions need to use here, and now we need to copy here these lines and we need to put inside the pub space. Scroll down and to find out here the pub space, and we need to put here this dependency and to save integrate here now we need to create here first of all the login screens need to login folder inside create here the new files and to give this here the name as a login screen dot dots, and also another screens we need to develop here mobile screen underscore screen dot dot like this creates. Now we need to need here the create here the scaffold, so need to creating here set here stateful widgets, and we need to give this here the name login screen, and now we need to import here the material dependency. Now we need to creating here the scaffold, create here the backgrounds colors because it different colors need to pull white colors need to set here, that's why I need to give this here the colors white, give this here the background colors. Now need to create here body, we need to drawing here the similar to UI, that's why I need to using this here the columns we need to put here first of all, and you need to give this here the cross axis element as a center, so need to configure here like here. Now you need to first of all they explains how to draw this UI. First of all, so need to making here this circle UI we need to draw here, and above we need to put this here this medical logo and to give this here some bottom paddings like this. We need to putting here this UI we need to developing here only we need to container inside give this here the bottom left and bottom right paddings we need to set, and to set here the background color similar to show like this here the UI. Now need to creating here first of all need to develop here the stack, create here the childs, and we need to give this here the alignments, set here alignment dot center bottom like this configure here. Now we need to creating here the container, and we need to save here, and to first of all need to opening this screens here and to as well as the real time need to check this here the UI. Now we need to go inside the onboarding screens and to find out here the yesterday write down here the extend next screens need to write down here. Now to give this here the context dot push extension methods need to call here. If you not see here the second video, please first of all the see the second video and then to explain this here how to write down this push methods. Now constants value need to use this here and to give this here the login screens like this configures here. Now we need to save and click and opening this here the login screens. Now need to go here and to making list this UI. First of all need to give this here this containers as a width, need to give this here the context double dot max fit need to set here, and then after need to set here the heights as you need to give this here the context dot with extension variables need to use this here color extensions need to import here this line, and we need to give this here the pix size we need to dynamically set here with percentage not height 60% of width we need to give these years like this years. Now first of all need to creating here the decorations and to show exact of the heights need to give this here the colors three color primary colors we need to set here and to show like this here the colors. Now need to give this here the bottom curves need to set here the border radius, set here the border radius only bottom left and bottom right, so need to configure this here the radius, radius circulars need to give this here the context dot width need to like this set here same as need to set same right and to copy this here and to paste this here and configures and to give this here the comma and set here comma this here and look like this similar to show like this designs UI. We need to draw this here's now need to developing here's the image of the medical white logo we need to put inside the bottom center. Need to write down here the image assets. Now need to find out here the logo play screen logo need to use copy relative path and to paste this here and then after we need to set this here the width we need to configure here the context dot width and multiply by need to 3% so need to screen width we need to setting here and to save here look like this show and also need to set here the paddings we need to wrap with paddings and need to set here the only bottom padding use this here bottoms and we need to configure as a 20 bottoms like this similar to designs need to making here the top logo need to draw done. Now need to developing here the welcomes and sign in continue text need to write here first of all so need to need this here the outside of this text so need to write here set here the space both two times need to write down here and in between need to write this here the welcomes copy and to paste this here because we need to need this here the center that's why I need to given this here the two times space and also need to write down here go inside the onboarding screens to copy need to here this text title text need to needs here copy here and to paste this here inside the login screens we need to reduce our times write down here welcome and to change this here the font 24 and look like this here the showing here and then after need to another need to write here give this here the text as a sign in continue sign in to continue like here and to set here the font size 14 colors we need to set here the primary text colors we need to set regular font like this configures for this UI and also need to give this here the both text between to give this here the some height space we need to set here the 20 20 is big we need to write down here the smalls need to decrease this space set here the 15 is good. Now another space we need to given this here set here the 30 and now need to developing here the mobile buttons so need to developing here first of all so need to need this here the int well on tab event need to write down here inside the click events now need to create here the childs and now need to draw here the container create here the decorations box decorations set here the color no needs colors need to set directly border radius circulars 5 need to set and also need to set here the border alls need to give this here the color the color placeholder colors need to set and also need to set here the width like here and we need to configure here the width double max speed and set here the heights we need to configure 45 now need to save here and we need to show like this here and now need to give this here the space here so need to set here the paddings Horizontal paddings need to set here. Symmetric. Horizontal 20 need to write down select here. Need to set here. Now need to draw here the icons and titles. We need to set inside these containers. Now need to set here the child's ratings here the row, and now need to give this here the main axis alignments. So need to setting here the center. Now need to draw first of all the icons need to put inside the mobile icons. Now need to find out here relative path need to put, and we need to give this here the width as a 15. Now need to give this here the image and x between to some space. So need to give this here the fixed width space. Size box need to give this here the 15, like this configures, and we need to set here the const value. Now we need to set here the text. Now need to copy here, and we need to set here the text. Need to set here the mobile numbers, like this text need to putting here for this button. Similar to designs, we need to making here the UI, and this is the done. Now need to create here the another buttons or Google buttons need to put. First of all, now need to copy this text, and we need to put here's the after the complete this padding here's, and to write down here the or, and we need to set here the paddings as a vertical, symmetric, verticals 20, like this configures, and put this here's. Now again, so need to copy these buttons, and we need to replace with here the Google buttons. Now need to write down here the titles as a Google, and we need to put this here the Google icons. Now need to copy relative path and to put this here, and similar to show our designs we need to putting here. Now we need to write down here the bottom titles. We need to configure here. First of all, we need to making here the some space between here. Now we need to copying here the this space 13 here, and now need to creating here the row, create here the childs, and to give this here the main axis alignment. So need to set here the center. Now need to set here the first text, and then after so need to terms and condition different text need to put inside the inkwell button. So need to setting here. Now need to copying here, and now need to configure this here, and to set this text into copy inside the designs, and to font size 12, and need to set here the light font weight 300 weights. Need to set here, save here, look like this showing here, and again so need to copy and to write down here the inkwell, and set here the on tab event, create here the childs, and to paste this here, and to change this here the text titles, terms and conditions need to put here, and now need to change this here the primary colors need to set, and similar to designs, and to give this here the some space between here, and to show like this here the UI, and also need to give this here the some space and to take here the centers of the screens. That's why I need to given this here the some space. Now we need to copy any size box, and we need to put here space after here. We need to set here the context, and to removing this here no needs, context width, and need to configure here 0.40% of screen width. We need to given this here space, and to showing like this here the center UI. And now need to developing here the mobile screens UI. Need to developing here. Now need to go inside the mobile screens, and to create here the stateful widgets. Need to write down here the mobile screens as a titles, like here, and then after need to import this here the material dependency. First of all, now making here the scaffolds. No needs here the background colors, because we need to use this here the default background colors inside scaffolds. Inside theme setting inside to put need to use here. Now we need to creating here the body, and we need to write down here the single side scroll view. Need to use here, create here the childs and to creating here the container. Now we need to set here the width. We need to configure first of all this container context dot width extensions, and also need to give this here the same heights because scroll view need to opening here the keyboards sometime overflow issue, that's why need to putting inside the scroll view. Context dots need to give this here the screen height, so need to put here, so need to like here, so need to configures. And now need to creating here the childs these containers, need to create here the column like here, and we need to set here the cross axis alignment, set here the center. Now need to give needs here the some top space, we need to given this here size box, we need to using here give this here the height space context dot width, and we need to multiply by here the screen width, we need to give this here the 30% screen width, we need to use this here as a top space, and need to convert into the size box, not need containers because we need to not any designs decorations no needs, that's one to convert into the size box. Now we need to save, and first of all making here the UI real time show, that's why I need to configure this here the mobile buttons here, find out here the events of the mobile numbers buttons, need to here context dot push extension methods need to call here. If you not see here the second video, please first of all the see second video how to write down these extension methods and explain in details. Now we need to set here the const and to write down here the mobile screens, and we need to save this here and click on here and opening this here the screens. Again, so need to copy this here the logo and to use this here the image assets. Now copy here and to paste this here. We need to change this here the color logo with replace here, and so similar to designs we need to showing here. Then after need to give this here the again some space, we need to some space we need to put in here dynamically, need to 0.5 of the 5% of screen size, we need to given this here the height space. Then after need to set here the titles, enter mobile numbers, we need to write down here like this, we need to go inside the logins and to copy this here the welcomes and sign in continue, need to need here and to put this here. Now need to change this here the text, enter mobile number, and now need to set here the font size as a 20, and we need to another text, we need to need this here the verification skills numbers also need to put here, and we need to save here, and also need to give this here the alignments, text alignments as a center, so need to set here like this, save here, and similar to show this here the our designs need to making here. Now need to developing here the UI for the button. So need to draw here. First of all, so need to developing here the continue button. So need to put here. We need to again go inside the onboarding screens and to copying here the next button. So need this here the UI code. So need to copy here, and we need to go this here the mobile screens, and we need to put here, and to removing this inside the code no needs, need to clean, and to give this here the some padding, need to configures to symmetric, and we need to set here the horizontal 20, and to change this here the button titles as a continue, to set here the font size as 14, and we need to save here, and also increase this here the double dot max fit, and also need to increase this here the like this showing here, and also need to give this here the vertical paddings as a 15 like this showing here. Now we need to developing this here the mobile numbers enter screens, we need to UI need to develop here the input text pools. First of all, need to creating here the containers, Need to draw here containers and to give this here the decorations like this put here. And now need to set here the border radius circulars, set here the pi, and also need to configure this here the border walls. Need to set here the colors, t color placeholders, and to set here the width as a 1 like this configures here. And then after need to set here the heights, need to set here the 45, and width need to give this here the double dot max fit like this configures here and show like this here. Now need to configure here the margins also needs here context dot symmetric verticals need to set this here the 30, and horizontals need to set here the 20 like this showing here, and to put this here similar to designs look like. Now we need to making here the country pickers opening country code pickers. We need to drawing here the buttons first of all, making here the child, and to create here the row child here. Now need to draw here the containers. We need to again so need to copy these containers because we need to same as UI. Need to develop here, but we need to remove here the margins no needs inside, and also need to give this here the width as a pix 17, and we need to set here alignment as a text alignment centers. We need to write down here alignment dot center like this. Create here the childs, give this here the text need to show here. Now need to copy here, and we need to put here, need to directly set here now, and then after need to dynamically set this here double quotes inside plus 91, and similar to show this here the designs need to look like this show here. Now we need to put this here the text fields. We need to developing here first of all, need to write down here the some space. We need to create here size box width. We need to give this here the 15 space. We need to put here for this, and now need to developing here the text field, create here the decorations, and input text decorations need to put here. Need to set here the enable borders, input border none, and need to set here focus borders also need to put here the input as a null like here. Now we need to set here the int text. Need to configure here examples. Need to write down like here 987654321 like this examples need to put here, and also need to configure this here the int styles like here. Need to set here the text styles, set here color t color placeholder colors, and font size also need to set this here the 14 like this configures, and to save here. And not reflecting here, so need to check. Oh, we make mistake into expand this keyword. Expand widgets need to use, otherwise not working. That's why not skip here, and need to click on mobile numbers, and similar to designs need to putting here. Now need to give this here the click here to opening this here the country pickers. Need to configure here. First of all need this here the write down here the controllers declares here fl country pickers, and to declare this here the variables country picker is equal to need to const country picker initialize here, and another variables need this here the letters dot country code, and to set here the country codes like here. Now init states also need to write down here, and to initialize this value of the country codes. First of all need to find out here the country code pickers, and we need to gets here the country codes list, and we need to find out here the first where need to elements, and we need to write down here the element dot name equal to India. We need to write down here, and we need to save here. At this we need to configure, need to save and to restart needs, because need to later initialize, that's why not initialize this value, and to get this here the crash. Now need to go and to again need to skip and to click on the mobile numbers, and now need to configure this here the opening events. So need to write down here. First of all, so need to find out here the click event here on tab events. So need to find here creating here in quell, and on tab event need to write down here. You need to write down here the final code is equal to await functions need to since methods need to put here, and need to write down here await, and to call this here the country pickers dots show picker need to calls, and to pass this here the context, and to give this here semicolons. Now need to check here if code not equal to nulls, need to check here, and we need to put this here the country codes. If not nulls, then to assign this value inside the country codes, and also need to set this here the set state events need to write down here, and we need to click here and opening this here and to selecting here. Now we need to configure here the static to remove here, and we need to write down here the country pickers country code dots. We need to use this here the digital codes, and to save here, and now need to change and to changing this here the dynamically. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new user, so please subscribe my channels and press the notification bell icon. You can get every new video notifications and awesome content. If you have any questions, so please write down the comment sections. I will help you and sort out your issue. Everyone have a nice day. Goodbye and take care.